There are stories you hear and dismiss outright. Urban legends, tabloid nonsense, the kind of thing you scroll past with a laugh. But then, there are stories so bizarre, so completely absurd, that they demand your attention. This is one of those stories. Barack Obama, former President of the United States, a man once hailed as the leader of the free world, a symbol of power, diplomacy, and composure. But tonight, something was different. Under the cover of dusk, he moved with an unsettling purpose, his eyes scanning the quiet suburban neighborhood. He wasn't surrounded by the flashing cameras of reporters or the protective shield of the Secret Service. No motorcade, no grand speeches, just a shadow slipping through the stillness. Steps light, movements deliberate. He had a mission. And whatever it was, it had driven him to do something unthinkable. What would you do if you caught the most powerful man in the world stealing from you? Would you scream? Would you fight back? Or would you stand there, frozen, questioning everything you thought you knew about reality? Sarah never imagined she'd have to answer that question. But life has a funny way of throwing the absurd right into your lap, or, in this case, yanking it straight off your clothesline. It was a quiet afternoon. The sun was warm, the breeze gentle. Sarah was in her backyard, sipping an iced tea, watching her laundry flutter on the line. And then, like a phantom, a figure slipped into her yard. Quick, precise, purposeful. Before she could react, before she could even fully register what was happening, a hand reached out, grabbed a pair of her underwear, and vanished. For a moment, she could only blink. Did that just happen? Then, a jolt of realization hit her like a lightning bolt. That wasn't just any hand. That wasn't just any thief. That was Barack Obama. Heart-hammering, Sarah bolted toward the street, scanning the crowd for the man who had, impossibly, just stolen her underwear. People walked by as if nothing had happened, as if the world hadn't just turned upside down. Then she saw him, moving fast, weaving through the crowd, and in his hand, her underwear. "Hey!" she shouted, her voice cracking with disbelief. "What? What are you doing?" He didn't stop. He didn't even look back. The only thing that seemed to exist in that moment was his mission. But what was his mission? Why would a former president, a Nobel Prize winner, a man of global influence, be reduced to this? What could possibly be so urgent that it required stealing a stranger's underwear? A scream cut through the city noise. Sarah's chase came to a stuttering halt as she turned toward the sound. A woman was kneeling in the street, her face pale with horror. A little girl lay motionless beside her, blood pooling beneath her small frame. A car door hung open. A driver, panicked, hands shaking, was mumbling apologies to no one in particular. And there, kneeling beside the injured child, was Obama. Sarah's breath caught in her throat as she watched him press her underwear, against the girl's wound. The fabric turned red almost instantly, but it was working. It was slowing the bleeding. He looked up, searching, scanning. "We need an ambulance," he shouted. The crowd, still in shock, scrambled for their phones. The mother sobbed, holding her daughter's hand, pleading for her to stay awake. Sarah staggered forward, her indignation dissolving into stunned silence. He had stolen from her, but he had stolen to save a life. Minutes felt like hours. The ambulance arrived, sirens wailing, and paramedics took over. The girl, still breathing, was lifted onto a stretcher, her tiny fingers gripping Obama's sleeve for just a second before she was whisked away. The mother turned to him, tears streaming down her face. "You saved her. You..." She choked on the words. "Thank you." Obama simply nodded. No grand speeches, no theatrics, just the quiet certainty of a man who had done what needed to be done. Sarah finally found her voice. "That was my underwear," she muttered, still unable to believe the words leaving her mouth. He turned to her, the hint of a smile breaking through his exhaustion. "And you saved a life today." The story exploded. Within hours, news outlets ran with the headline, "Obama stole my underwear and saved a life." Social media went wild. Memes flooded the internet. The underwear, once a simple piece of fabric, became a symbol of unexpected heroism. Late-night hosts reenacted the scene. Some called it bizarre, others called it inspiring, and some just laughed at the sheer absurdity of it all. Sarah? She was no longer just an ordinary woman with an ordinary life. People recognized her on the street. They asked for photos. They asked about the underwear. Some even called her a hero. But beyond the headlines and the jokes, something deeper remained. A little girl was alive. A mother was not grieving. And a former president had reminded the world that sometimes doing the right thing means breaking all the rules. So, what's the takeaway? That underwear can change the world? That heroes come in unexpected forms? That life is full of moments too strange to believe? Or maybe, just maybe, that the smallest actions, the simplest decisions, can ripple outward in ways we never imagined. Like and subscribe, because who knows? Maybe your next moment of absurdity will be the one that saves a life. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more, don't forget to check out the channel. We bring you the best and latest in celebrity AI news, stories that will surprise you, make you laugh, and keep you coming back for more. Whether you're looking for something to wind down with before bed, a wild tale to share with friends, or just your daily dose of the unexpected, we've got you covered. From shocking celebrity encounters to the most unbelievable moments in Hollywood and beyond, we bring you fresh, entertaining content every single day. So, if you want more stories like this, where truth, fiction, and the absurd collide, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Celebrity Stories Daily, because the world of fame is stranger than fiction, and you won't want to miss a single twist. See you in the next one.